Right now, at 6, a local superintendent arrested, accused of witness tampering and failing to report what she knew about high school basketball players accused of sexually assaulting their younger teammates.
It's upsetting that we're in a situation where this needed to happen.
Plus,
for those of you who don't know, we lost the commissioner yesterday.
The shocking loss on Election Day of a county commissioner who was back on the ballot.
then what witnesses saw after a shooting sent downtown Salem into chaos and a 17-year-old to the hospital.
Next thing I know, cops were just swarming the block.
And campaign on, the sharp war of words in this rematch between Oregon's top political rivals. But first to our top story, with the superintendent of Longview Schools now under arrest and facing criminal charges in connection with a sexual assault investigation involving high school basketball players and their younger counterparts. Thanks for joining us. I'm David Molko.
And I'm Christine Pitawanich. Just moments ago, we learned that the school board held an emergency meeting and placed the superintendent on administrative leave. Devin Haskins has the details.
Longview police arrested Karen Cloninger earlier this morning around 9:30. She's currently in the Cowlitz County Jail. She's facing 2 misdemeanor charges and a felony. Longview School Superintendent Dr. Karen Cloninger arrested Thursday morning. Longview police say she obstructed police, tampered with a witness, and failed to report as a mandatory reporter. Tampering with a witness is a felony. Longview police posted the news of the arrest on Facebook, with the police chief quoted as saying, "We understand the significance this case has in our community and the concern it has created for students, families, staff, and the broader public."
It's bittersweet. I think that what's happened today needed to happen. But it's upsetting that we're in a situation where this needed to happen.
Jess Waldo, a parent in the Longview district, reacting to the news. She started a petition to compel the school board to fire any staff member with knowledge of what happened.
And it completely fell on deaf ears. It didn't matter how many signatures the petition got. They weren't going to listen.
In February, authorities arrested and charged 2 high school basketball players for allegedly sexually assaulting their younger teammates. Though according to police reports, staff at the school knew about the attacks some 2 weeks before they were reported to police.
It's shameful. It's really shameful.
Before the arrests of the 2 teenagers, Mark Morris's principal criticized what he called, quote, false rumors and speculation, and told parents in a letter that the district had already investigated a report and made, quote, appropriate consequences.
So the fact that they were unwilling to pull anybody while this was being investigated to make sure that we feel comfortable with our kids being in the schools, they just allow these people to continue working. It's really upsetting.
Also in February, at a school board meeting after the arrests of the 2 students, Superintendent Karen Cloninger acknowledged parents' concerns and pledged commitment to the police investigation. But she and the board stopped short of apologizing to the school community. KGW's Catherine Cook pressed her for an explanation as to why.
I didn't hear an apology tonight. Is there a reason that word moment was used instead of mistake?
Cloninger will make her first court appearance tomorrow. In Longview, I'm Devin Haskins, KGW News.
And in an update from the district, interim superintendent Patty Bowen saying, quote, our district remains committed to understanding the facts surrounding the alleged student and staff misconduct, cooperating with the ongoing investigation, following the law, and ultimately taking appropriate accountability action.
Okay, let's step outside now and get some fresh air. I think a fuzzy there live look. Looks like there's something on the lens there for our Chinook Wind Skycam in Lincoln City, the coast, a popular destination this holiday weekend.
Let's send it over to our Matt Safino now. Matt, looks like it's going to be really nice weather-wise.
Yeah, that marine layer is beginning to form up at the coast again. Our Seaside Skycam showing the low clouds starting to reform. They cleared for a while today, 59 degrees. Onshore winds out of the northwest at 13. The coast is your weekend destination. It's going to be great Saturday and Sunday. The valleys and the Cascades equally as awesome. There's Mount Jefferson looking south from our Skycam at Timberline Lodge in the Mount Hood National Forest. In the 60s now at 6,000 feet. So if you're camping this weekend, it's going to be nice and warm Saturday and Sunday. Monday is a different animal though. But tomorrow we'll be back in the 80s again. A little bit cooler than today. We're a bit warmer than that. But tomorrow 81. So Getaway Friday looks fantastic. Now the Memorial Day weekend, Saturday and Sunday also look fantastic. We'll be climbing to the upper 70s both days, but on Monday, it's a different story as the rain sets in. We'll have timing and amounts in a bit, guys.
At least mostly good for most of the weekend. Thanks, Matt.
In Salem, authorities are searching for the person behind a shooting that sent a 17-year-old to the hospital.
And this evening, we've learned that teenager is stable and expected to survive. Celine Stevens with the update.
A 17-year-old boy was found shot here along High Street on Wednesday evening. Now, Salem police say the shooting happened right outside this courthouse square building, with one witness telling me he saw a group of people taking off in this direction and then heard a bang.
All I know is it went from 0 to 10 real fast.
Roger Bradford was near closing time Wednesday around 6:30 p.m. when he saw what he describes as a mob of people running in the direction of Courthouse Square.
And I heard a little bit of noise, saw a crowd of people running towards the courthouse, and then I heard a loud noise, and the crowd started running the other way. Next thing I know, cops were just swarming the block.
Bradford saying he thought the loud noise was a firecracker. Turns out it wasn't. Soon after, a search began for the suspect who shot a 17-year-old boy, according to Salem police.
I've been here almost 3 years, and that's the craziest thing I've seen down here. There were so many cops and so many people here, it was hard to see what was going on.
Salem police, along with Oregon State Police and the Marion County Sheriff's Office, searched for that suspect who ran away before they arrived, using drones and canines. That 17-year-old was taken to Salem Hospital with gunshot wounds.
It breaks my heart. Yeah, I don't want to see any of these young people get hurt down here at all.
That police activity spreading blocks.
I was leaving Bush Park from the entrance by the hospital. There were like 2 cop cars. One of them was holding a rifle, and then there were like a bunch of them for like a while. It's a little crazy, yeah. It's downtown.
According to Chariots, the agency providing bus service at Courthouse Square, they are offering full support to law enforcement as they investigate and determine the circumstances surrounding what took place. According to Salem police, that suspect is still on the loose, and authorities are investigating every lead to try and figure out who did this. In Salem, Celine Stevens, KGW News.
In your headlines tonight, we're learning more about the Wasco County Commissioner running for re-election who died on Election Day. Phil Brady was a lifelong Oregonian who grew up in the Dalles. According to OPB, Brady went out for a bike ride on Election Day, started having chest pains, and later died at the hospital. The news really coming as a shock to his fellow commissioners.
I think we're all still in shock, trying to figure out kind of what to do, how to move on, and it's a hard thing for us. He's part of our family here.
Brady's death now opens a vacancy on the commission since he appears to be leading in that race. We reached out to Wasco County and the Secretary of State for clarity. Brady leaves behind his wife and 2 daughters.
A Clackamas County Sheriff's deputy is in jail accused of strangling someone while off duty. According to the Sheriff's Office, Benjamin Lyman, who worked as a jail deputy, was arrested this morning on criminal mistreatment, strangulation, and harassment charges. Deputies say they were notified of Lyman's criminal investigation back in April and placed him on administrative leave. Lyman is being transferred to the Marion County Jail, where he will be held without bail.
And Multnomah County deputies say they have tracked down the driver of a semi involved in this hit and run caught on camera. Watch as the semi comes over, then clips the water truck, sending it barreling off I-84 and rolling through the woods. This was Monday in the gorge near Dalton Point. The 2 people inside were not seriously injured somehow. The sheriff's office saying the driver of that semi is now cooperating and so far has not been arrested or cited.
Okay, to another big story this week. Let's talk election results, with ballots yet to be counted in a few big races. That includes Clackamas County Commissioner Position 5. It is a rematch between Ben West, who ousted Sonia Fisher 4 years ago. New numbers came in not too long ago. You can see them there on your screen. Fisher, a Lake Oswego Democrat and lawyer, is currently ahead of Wilsonville nurse and Republican Ben West by about 4%. Votes are still coming in, though, so at this point, the race still too close to call.
Let's hop over to Washington County, where it appears Democrats running to the left are widening their leads. This is State Senate District 15. Myrna Munoz widening her lead over the incumbent, Senator Janine Solman there, up by more than 5%. And Tammy Carpenter has also extended her lead in House District 27. Carpenter, a Democratic Socialist, going up against a Beaverton City Councilor for an open seat in the Beaverton area. Carpenter leading by more than 4%.
Meantime, the rematch for Oregon's top job is on, and today both Governor Tina Kotek and State Senator Christine Drazen gave us our first glimpse of what the campaign could look like.
Here we go. John Adams has the update.
People are feeling all kinds of pressures financially in their households because of costs.
In Salem Thursday morning, Governor Tina Kotek rolled out new initiatives to keep housing costs low for seniors, while also addressing the failure of Measure 120 on Tuesday.
With the giant spike in gas prices caused by President Trump's war with Iran, really affected people's opinion of that measure, particularly in the May primary this week.
Roughly 83% of Oregonians rejected the measure, which would have raised the gas tax across the state. Its failure keeping ODOT and other local agencies in a funding crisis.
She is a failed leader.
Speaking just days after winning the Republican primary, Kotek's opponent Christine Drazen said the measure was always doomed to fail.
Well before there was a conflict in Iran, we had among the highest gas prices in the nation. And that has nothing to do with the President of the United States.
Both candidates spoke about how they would handle transportation next year, with Drazen calling for cuts to ODOT instead of tax increases.
They waste money, they lose money, they're not accountable, and they're not transparent.
While the governor will lean on a bipartisan group of experts to offer solutions to the state's transportation crunch.
I will be looking to those experts to really clarify what it is that we need to have as a state and give us options on how to pay for it.
Both candidates said today they're excited to make their pitch to voters heading into the fall. Kotek defeated Drazen by about 66,000 votes back in 2022. In Southeast Portland, John Adams, KGW News.